That's not a 7.
So wavelength-dependent luminescence, in the case of this is fluorescence and phosphorescence, are important because it tells you how much energy is required in order to cause a material to fluoresce or phosphoresce if they do. And it's caused by a difference of energy that you put into it, and it's dependent on the quantized energy states of that material. Phosphorescence lifetime is the other important subject that we wanted to talk about, and that is because it has a longer lifetime, and that's because it has to meet different criteria due to the electron spin in material.
So these concepts are worth learning about because it's important to understand that longer wavelengths have less energy so that they cannot excite emittance from the photons inside the materials. And higher energy light, of course, like blue, is going to be able to excite those photons to emit the wavelengths that like to emit and fluoresce. You also need to know this because knowing what your source emits is necessary for knowing how you can apply it, especially in source design or in illumination design. And that's the same reason why it's important to learn about emission lifetime, so that you can, again, design different emission sources for applications like safety or partying.
So for the different dyes and light sources, we saw very different emission efficiencies for each of them. So for example, the red light, which is lower energy, we saw very poor emission efficiency in basically all the dyes. Whereas the blue source and the UV source got very good emission efficiency from all the dyes. But with the green source, we saw good emission efficiency in a few dyes such as fluorescein and the rhodamine. So our fluorescence data produced emission lifetimes that are in the range of nanoseconds, while our phosphorescence produced emission lifetimes in several seconds.
How our results compare with our prior knowledge. We know that energy levels are quantized in materials, and when you put in a higher energy wavelength, you get a lower energy wavelength out. So you don't see the same wavelength that you see going in. And then we know that phosphorescence causes the longest emission time after the material has been excited by incident light, and this is from the lecture that we had in class.
For this lab, we really liked using or characterizing some of our different samples, such as the rocks and the detergent. But we didn't like using the software for the ocean optics. That got a little bit tedious. Other than that, the laser was pretty well aligned and pretty easy to use.